Welcome to the Bluffton News. I'm Anneliza Itkor. Today, we'll be discussing the latest news, taking a look at what's going on in Bluffton business and entertainment, and hear from this week's newsmakers. Mary Ann Taylor and Claire Thomas will be joining us to talk about Beaufort's new Dragon Boat team. And with the RBC heritage descending upon the Low Country this week, Lisa Capano talks about how visitors can make the most of Bluffton. But first, let's take a look at Bluffton's current headlines. Thanks to 14th Circuit Court Judge Carmen Mullen, the ruling that barred Scott Reddy from running for Hardeeville City Council has been overturned, and he will indeed appear on the May 8th ballot. When Reddy mistakenly filed as an elected official rather than as a candidate, a rather common mistake according to the State Ethics Commission, the Hardeeville Commission argued Reddy's filing was incorrect and disqualified him from being on the ballot. The decision raised some eyebrows because its chairwoman, Joyce Meeks, is the mother-in-law of incumbent Roy Powell, who is seeking re-election. State law prohibits a public official, including those on local election commissions, from deciding matters in which a family member has an economic interest of $50 or more. Powell reported $8,000 in income from the city of Hardeeville in his statement of economic interest filed with the Ethics Commission February 21st. However, it was Meeks who called the meeting to decide whether Reddy was qualified to be on the ballot, despite the Ethics Commission statement that he was eligible. Meeks did not recuse herself from the decision and said she had no conflict of interest. Judge Mullen decided the case after an emergency hearing requested by Reddy. Meeks did not attend the hearing. Ida Martin has received many honors through the years, including the Presidential Citizens Medal and her unforgettable hug from Barack Obama. The founder of Bluffton Self-Help will get another accolade Tuesday when she'll be added to the Wall of Honor at Bluffton Town Hall. Martin, 85, will become the 5th person inducted to the Wall of Honor since Mayor Lisa Sulko created it in 2010. Martin will be the first woman selected and the first to receive the honor while still alive. As she ran across the finish line of the 60-yard sprint, Eliza Isiki's family rushed to her with excitement. Isiki was the winner of the first Vince Camuto Stiletto Sprint on Saturday at Tanger Outlets in Hilton Head. The 15-year-old was visiting Hilton Head on a shopping trip with members of her family when she decided to sign up for the race. As the grand prize winner, Isiki won a $250 Tanger gift card. The race marked the end of the Tanger Outlet Spring Fashion Week. Runners had to race in heels at least 2 inches high. Bluffton High School student Aaron Kimball, a cross-country runner, was the only male contestant in the sprint. He won the highest heel award. With income tax deadlines breathing down our necks, it's nice to be offered a little forgiveness. The Beaufort County Library Amnesty Program began April 2nd and waives late fees for residents who return overdue materials to a library clerk at any county library branch before April 30th. However, the first week of a month-long amnesty program for overdue library materials at Beaufort County libraries did not meet expectations. About 80 items from the county's 5 branches have been returned since the amnesty program began. The largest late fee forgiven so far? $44.20. The program was approved by Beaufort County Council in January to help recoup about $150,000 in missing books, DVDs, and other materials from about 3,000 overdue accounts. The program is an attempt to avoid more drastic steps, such as hiring a collection agency or reporting delinquencies to a credit agency. After 3.5 years of paperwork, self-assessment, and training, the Parris Island Fire Rescue Division became the 2nd fire department in Beaufort County and the 5th in South Carolina to earn international accreditation. Last month, Parris Island Fire Chief Dwight Charleston and the department, which respond to fires and medical emergencies at Marine Corps Recruit Depot Parris Island, earned the stamp of approval from the Commission on Fire Accreditation International, a board that examines the ability of fire departments to deliver fire and emergency services to their communities. To receive accreditation, the department had to meet 250 guidelines covering everything from budgeting to response times to fire truck maintenance. The department probably won't be the last local department to become accredited. The civilian fire department at Marine Corps Air Station Beaufort also has to become certified after Marine Corps officials issued an order in August requiring all of its fire departments to be certified through the commission. And finally, according to Jasper County Sheriff Greg Jenkins, the Hardeeville Walmart was robbed at gunpoint this past weekend by a man in costume dressed as a mime. The male, whose approximate age and size were not given, escaped with an undetermined amount of cash from the store. Anyone with information is asked to call Jasper County Sheriff's Office at 726-7777. Clearly, the thief is not talking. For more information on these headlines and more, please check out the media sources you see listed on your screen. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Coming up, Lynn Hummel of the Bluffton Sun will give us details on other top stories when we return with Hot Off the Presses on the Bluffton News. Welcome back. Lynn Hummel of the Bluffton Sun joins us now with some of Bluffton's top news stories. Lynn, of course, this week the RBC Heritage descends upon the Low Country, and this is definitely an economic boost for Hilton Head, but what about Bluffton?
Well, Anneliza, as you said, it is a community event, and we not only do Bluffton residents enjoy the tournament as spectators, but some local businesses say they also see some benefit during Heritage Week. We talked to a couple of restaurants and hotel managers, and they all say that they are booked. The reservations are coming in, and the hotel rooms are at or near capacity for the coming week, for a Heritage Week. And some of them are from people that can't find a room on Hilton Head, or either they prefer to be away from the crowd. So it's a good thing that we have those Bluffton hotels now. The restaurants also enjoy a higher patronage, and some of them are booked for dinner every night for the coming week. Store owners also see a lot of increased traffic. And don't forget too that the Heritage Classic Foundation gives grants from the proceeds from the tournament to lots of local charities, and including some of those Bluffton charities such as the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Low Country, Literacy Volunteers of the Low Country, and the Children's Center.
That's great. Yeah, I would imagine that Old Town Bluffton too is a great draw for visitors.
Absolutely, yes.
Now, are there tickets still available for the tournament?
Absolutely. Daily tickets are still available. You can go online at rbcheritage.com or call the Heritage office at 671-2448.
All right. Well, recently we were all rather enamored with the news of Elizabeth Smart's wedding, and now her name hits our local headlines as she comes in to visit Bluffton. Lynn, what brings Elizabeth Smart to our community?
Well, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and to mark the occasion, CAPA, or also known as Child Abuse Prevention Association, is going to host a Step Up for Kids weekend, April 20th to 21st, and Elizabeth Smart will be the guest speaker at the rally on Friday night, the Step Up for Kids rally, and that will be held at Bluffton High School's Performing Arts Center. And she, of course, we remember that she was abducted from her Utah bedroom in 2002 when she was just 14. And now at age 24, she travels the country with her message of hope for survivors of such ordeals and child abuse. Tickets for the event are $15 in advance or $20 at the door. And there are also premier tickets available for $100, and that includes a pre-event reception at someone's home. And Elizabeth Smart will be there, and folks can have a chance to chat with her. And then the 5K and 10K step-up races are the next day on the 21st in Beaufort, and Elizabeth Smart will officially start those races.
Well, I'll tell you, her life is an example for all of us. Heading on to another enlightening story, the Beaufort Memorial Young Stroke Expo is coming up at the Tech College of the Low Country. Lynn, most people don't realize that young people can be considered a stroke risk. Isn't that true?
I've always thought that. I never worried about stroke. You know, I'm not 65 or older, but it turns out that people as young as 20 are at risk for stroke, depending on lifestyle and certain other factors. And so Beaufort Memorial Hospital is hosting a Young Stroke Expo. That will be April 21st from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. for survivors of stroke. In fact, we've discovered that more than half of all doctor-diagnosed strokes in South Carolina occur in young adults, ages 20 to 64. And that's according to studies from Beaufort County or Beaufort Memorial Hospital. The event is going to include a panel of survivors And that includes Low Country resident Darren Hayes, who is a former Marine who suffered a stroke at age 39 in the vertebral artery of his brainstem. And this event is held in collaboration with the hospital and Young Stroke Incorporated, which is a nonprofit organization based in Charleston.
All right. Well, that sounds like something definitely everyone wants to attend. Lynn, thanks so much.
You're welcome, Anneliza.
When we return, Shelley West Hodges hits the road as she goes on location for a special Bluffton business report. Today on the Bluffton News, we head out and about with Shelley West Hodges as she brings us this week's Bluffton Business Report. Shelley?
Thank you, Anneliza. I'm here today with Larry and Tina Toomer, who own and operate the Bluffton Oyster Company. Now, the Bluffton Oyster Company's been here for a long time. Larry, can you tell us how your family got involved with this business?
Well, I took over here in 91 or 92 of operating the business. My family's been in the seafood business and the oyster business for next year will be 100 years. So I grew up in a place just like this on Hilton Head, and I've been running this place since 92.
Okay, and that's great. And now y'all employ different people from around town. About how many employees do you have, Tina?
Depending on what season we're in, like for instance, oyster season, we can go anywhere from 20 to 40. Obviously, that rises when we get to the, with the restaurant. But the people that we do employ have been doing this all of their lives, or either have followed in their grandmother's footsteps or their grandfather's footsteps. So again, just depending on the season, it varies. Oyster season is our highest employer number.
Okay, now there's a lot of new folks in town into Bluffton, and they may not be familiar with what kind of seafood that you bring out of that river. Now, can you tell us a little bit about that in the seasons?
Well, the oysters are all harvested here, and that runs from September till May. The shrimp run from April till normally January, February. And the crabs are year-round, and we only handle local stuff that's in season.
Now that's great. Now Bluffton is notorious for its Bluffton oysters, and y'all found a great way to facilitate that here in Bluffton, being great community people here in the town. Tell us a little bit about the Bluffton Oyster Company restaurant.
Well, we kind of needed another outlet to showcase our seafood. We were very fortunate with the Reeves family that actually owned the oyster factory. And right about 10 years ago, they decided to sell it to the Beaufort County Land Trust, which was really awesome for us so that we could stay in the seafood business. With the industry being harder and harder to stay in, and it costing more and more, because it's very important for us to showcase local seafood and not to sell anything imported, we needed to have a restaurant so that we could also sell it, and also to keep it in our family, to give our children something else to do besides just the oyster factory. So the restaurant has been a really, a nice little outlet. At the restaurant, we sell our shrimp and our oysters and our clams and crab meat, great she crab soup, gumbo.
Now, if folks need to find y'all, how should they find you?
The oyster factory is located at 63 Wharf Street, right on the May River, and our restaurant is at 27 Dr. Mellencamp, which is the road right in between Palmetto State Bank and the Habitat for Humanity, next to Me Tierra's restaurant.
Thank you, Tina and Larry, and what a great business here in Bluffton. Back to you, Anneliza.
Thanks, Shelley. In just a moment, you'll meet two ladies who are spearheading an inspirational new team in Beaufort, and we'll learn more about how Bluffton will benefit from the RBC heritage. All that when we return with more Bluffton news. Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Earlier this year, thousands were entertained by the Beaufort International Film Festival. The award-winning documentary Awaken the Dragon did more than entertain. It inspired the Beaufort community to come together and start their own dragon boat team. Joining me now is Mary Ann Thomas and Claire Taylor, two of the masterminds behind Dragon Boat Beaufort. Ladies, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having us. It's great to be here.
First off, can one of you tell us exactly what Dragon Boat Beaufort is?
Well, it's a really exciting sports team. We've started it here in Beaufort, and it's male and female mixed cancer survivors. We get them out on the water and engaged in a proven wellness program. It's great.
Each 40-foot dragon boat has 20 crew members paddling in pairs. There's a drummer who makes the pace and a helmsman who steers. This sport is international in scope, and we are doing it in Beaufort.
Raking the Dragon is the thing that you talked about, Anneliza. It's the movie that was put on by Beaufort International Film Festival just in February, just 2 months ago. And we got together. It's a gripping, inspiring story of Charleston's cancer survivor dragon boat race, and it follows them from start to finish. It's heartwarming stories, it's action-packed, it's it's wonderful. You've got to see it. It's showing again.
It is. I can't agree more. Now, do you have to have a certain fitness level to participate with Dragon Boat Beaufort?
That's what the training's all about. We're out there on the dry land in the grass in Waterfront Park, and we are paddling with brooms and paddles in chairs on the grass. It's a riot. We're going to buy a boat.
I think that's great. Now, how can our viewers help with your cancer support goals?
The dragon boats cost around $18,000, and we are reaching out to the community to raise funds to purchase the boat, maintain it, and train. So if one would like to contribute, they can go to the Dragon Boat website and click Donate, and it's www.dragonboatbeaufort.org.
Great. Well, I think that's something that the Low Country community in general should support. And hey, if you haven't seen Awaken the Dragon, I highly recommend it. It will serve as an awesome source of inspiration. Now, I have a feeling we're going to be hearing a lot more from you ladies and Dragon Boat Beaufort, so thanks for joining us.
Thank you. April 21st. Don't forget the rescreening over in Beaufort.
Excellent.
Bye-bye.
Now, I'm sure you've noticed the increased traffic on 278 as the crowd begins to flock to Hilton Head for the RBC Heritage. Well, Lisa Capano from the Old Town Bluffton Merchant Society is here to highlight what Bluffton has to offer this week. Lisa, welcome.
Hi there.
Lisa, now tell us a little bit why people should come to Bluffton during the Heritage.
Well, there's lots of reasons. Bluffton has a lot of shops, has a lot of fabulous restaurants, a lot of hustle and bustle on the island, and if you come out here, things are just a little bit better and not as hectic, and you can relax and enjoy your time out here. You know, there's plenty of places to eat, shop, and then on Thursday, every Thursday, we have the farmers market out here, which gives a lot of local flair and a lot of different things that you can experience out at the farmers market. That's from 2 to 7 every Thursday. There's live music, there's food, there's great produce, all local for here in South Carolina.
And that's something that people can use to kind of stock up their condos while they're visiting for the Heritage.
Exactly.
Now, are there any activities to do in Bluffton?
Yes, there are. You can go kayaking on the May River. There's information on that. You can come out to the Church of the Cross, see our historic homes, visit the Welcome Center at the Hayward House. So yes, there's a lot to do, just plus walking and enjoying.
We were just talking about the Hayward House last week, and the gardens there right now are absolutely beautiful. So
Oh,
that would definitely be a high point on my list.
Absolutely.
Now, where can we find more information about Old Town?
If you go to the website, it's www.oldtownbluffton.com. It has an event calendar, information about all our shops, restaurants, etc. And you know, you can just take it from there and make Bluffton what you want it to be for you.
It's interesting, you know, when you're a resident of Hilton Head, you get stuck in this mindset of, well, you just have to stay on the island and Bluffton is so far away. And I think visitors can get sucked into that mindset as well. The truth of the matter is it's about a 10-12 minute drive to get to Old Town from the island, and just that stretch of Old Town through the promenade, it's such a beautiful way to spend your afternoon. Like you said, all the restaurants, all the shops, so I'm right there with you. I think it's definitely a new destination for visitors for the RBC Heritage.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
Believe it or not, there is indeed life after the RBC Heritage, and our entertainment reporter Rodney Vaughn has all the latest when we come back with more Bluffton news. Well, we are definitely jumping into spring with a myriad of outdoor events coming up. Rodney Vaughn brings us up to speed with the Bluffton Entertainment Report. Rodney, tell us a bit about the Old Town Bluffton Art Walk that's coming up.
Thanks, Anneliza. You know, the Old Town Bluffton Society of Artists has an art walk every quarter, and the upcoming Spring Gallery Art Walk will provide locals and tourists alike with an opportunity to actually meet many of Bluffton's finest artists. In fact, the work will display over 200 works by several local artists at various galleries throughout Old Town and the studios as well. It's going to be a really great event to get people out, and the weather's going to be so nice. They're going to serve refreshments at most of the galleries, and there's going to be live music on Boundary and Calhoun Streets throughout the entire event.
Wow, that sounds really exciting. Now, is there a cost to attend the art walk?
Actually, there is not a cost. It's a free event to attend, and this usually brings out about over 500 visitors to the historic district of town, locals and tourists alike. There's no cost associated, and the Spring Art Walk is Friday, April the 20th. It's being held from 3 to 7 p.m. on May River Road, Calhoun, and Boundary Streets.
Well, let's hope that the weather holds and that it's as beautiful as you are promising. Now, the Art Walk isn't the only thing happening that Friday night in Old Town Bluffton, is it?
No, it's not. Actually, an art exhibition and reception honoring Ashley Hahn and Pierce Giltner is going to be held on the same evening and will follow into the next day on Saturday the 21st from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It will be on the corner of Lawrence and Calhoun Streets in Old Town. They're also serving refreshments, and live music will be provided there by Jevin Daly and Andy Pitts. If you can't make it to the artwork on Friday, then you can certainly make it Saturday afternoon and evening to this event.
Rodney, can you tell us a little bit more about the artists that will be on display?
Yes, the local artists are Ashley Hahn, and Ashley is primarily a self-trained artist who began drawing and painting since she was a child. As an adult, she really worked on her talents, and she expanded into oils and watercolors and graphite portraits of people and places of the Lowcountry. She enjoys painting various subjects, and she is inspired by all the beautiful surroundings that we have here. Now, the other artist is Pierce Giltner. He's a Calhoun Street regular. He works in his Gallery Without Walls, which is located next to the store on Calhoun Street, and his newest paintings complete his 5th body of works called Folk South Folks. He strives to capture the Lowcountry and the best of its people and flavors with a lot of things about oystermen, black tenant farmers, and bluesmen from the areas. It's great work. He has really good things, and Ashley is really proud to introduce her newest things as well.
I'll tell you, Rodney, I'm continually impressed with the quality of the artwork that we have here in the Lowcountry. There's a lot of talent here.
Certainly.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Now I would like to introduce you to Jackson. This 2-year-old lab hound mix is best described as a Scooby-Doo wannabe. Jackson is a 2-year-old gangly mutt who can't seem to understand why he doesn't fit into a standard-size human lap. After all, he is just 80 pounds. What a sweetie. For more information on Jackson, contact Brookshaven Animal Rescue at 25 Buck Island Road in Bluffton or call 843-757-7387. Thanks for joining us today for the news program that is all Bluffton all the time. I'm Anneliza Itkor for the Bluffton News. We'll see you soon.